Hello, Konambakam guys. The latest news is that Shankar has demanded 60 crores to reshoot Indian 3, and because of that, the producers Lyca is moving the courts to stop the release of Game Changer. Now let's get to the crux of it. We had earlier reported that Indian 3 is going to go for OTT, and it is more or less confirmed. But of late, what happened was Kamal had drawn a script, had drawn a list of things that needed to be reshot, and Shankar had agreed to do it, and that included one song also. Now, the idea was that if the reshoot takes place, then it will go to the theaters and then only to OTT. The condition, the rider was that the reshoot has to happen within a specified amount of budget. Then only it can be profitable for Lyca, because beyond that price, Indian 3 cannot be sold. Because of that, they had said that if the reshoot happens within this amount, we are ready to do it. And it was more or less on the cards that things will go as planned. But now what we hear is that the whole situation has changed after the game changer, which uh, was not a hot property when this deal was struck, has now become hot property because it has created a lot of buzz. Post Pushpa 2, anything from Tollywood is now hot property as far as overseas is concerned. And given that Game Changer is hot property because Ram Charan is a known face abroad also. So overseas and in North India, the price is rising for the film, and there is a very good response for the film. So Shankar feels that there is no need for him to undercut his rate and reshoot Indian 3. He feels that on the strength of Game Changer, Lyca will be able to sell this film for much bigger price because that is also directed by him. Indian 3 will get a much better price, and there is no need for Shankar to cut down on his wages. This is what Shankar's argument is. And also he says that if it was only scenes that needed to be reshot, then it is okay. But it is not scenes. It also needs to include a song. And given the cost of the song and all that, what he is asking for is only a fraction of the amount that will be used for the reshoot. Given this proposition, now Lyca is livid. Lyca feels that they have been cheated, because now the problem is that Shankar was lying low because Game Changer was not doing him any good, and his stock was lost after Indian 2. And now with Game Changer stock rising, he is now getting back to his old elements. This was what was the first dispute that happened with Lyca earlier, and Lyca had put out a court case against him in all the centers and filed trade disputes in all the regions of Andhra in Hyderabad with the South Indian Film Chamber and in the Bombay circuit also, thereby blocking Shankar from taking any new project. And that then only finally it was settled that after he completes he agrees to complete Indian 3, the project, will he do this movie, Game Changer. Finally, he agreed, and that is how Indian 2 came out, and as a part of it was Indian 3. Now, this is a fallout of the agreement that they have done. Now, Shankar's this new turning his face towards a new argument that he has kept forward will now probably make Lyca get back, renew all these old disputes that are pending against Shankar. It has not been withdrawn from the courts. Now that will crop up, and that will what will happen is there will be a trade ban on Game Changer, because this is the agreement that Shankar had entered in with the producers Lyca. And if Lyca presses this deal, then there will be a court, not only a court ruling, but even the trade bodies will be forced to give a ban order on release of Game Changer. This will affect the business prospects of Game Changer. Why Shankar is doing it? Because he feels that this is the golden chance for him to tap it. Because his argument is that Game Changer will be another big blockbuster like 2.0. And with that name, Lyca will make big money on Indian 3 because it is also directed by Shankar. So he says that his amount is what is clearly is feasible in trade. But Lyca people say that they have lost money on Indian 2. And given that if they have to recover anything from that, like from the Indian 3, it has to be within a specified budget because they cannot oversell that movie, and nor will anybody buy a sequel to a movie which was a flop for such a high price. So Leica is very much justified, and this is also affecting Dil Raju, who is now as told, it seems, has intervened and trying to get Shankar to settle this dispute amicably. But without that, it seems also there is some problems like, whether Lyca might go ahead and sign a deal with the OTT that they already talked to, and they might release it and not wait for it. But I don't know, maybe the OTT streaming platform is asking for some NOC from Shankar or not, I don't know. That also could be a reason. But if this persists, then this is bad for the trade. Because it is just if it is for the director's wages, he could have always taken a share of the profit, or he could have even asked for a share of the some earnings from the rights of some areas, and then seen that if the movie is good, he also stands to gain. Instead of asking the producer to pay up upfront money for him to reshoot this movie. And anything that reshoot means, it is for the betterment. And if he is confident that it will do very big business, he can very well negotiate a share of the earnings instead of asking already beleaguered Laika to put up upfront money. And also, it is not ethical because this Indian series has, except for the first part, the second part has not done any good for Laika. So, as a technician and a producer friendly director, he should have taken a much more lenient stance and done something to help it, which is which I think he is not capable of doing it, or he doesn't want to do it. And that has been the case with most of the producers who have worked with him. And let's see what will happen, because even Oscar Ravi to Ratnam to AVM all have had some quite kind of this kind of experiences with Shankar. So this is not nothing new for the industry, but in this given time, he should understand that he is dealing with a corporate giant like Lyca, who knows how to tackle this kind of menaces. And it was that Lyca was brought to the negotiating tables by the intervention of many people, including the Kannadi's family, Udayanidhi Stalin onwards, to many people were involved, including Rajinikanth. So many people were involved that Lyca had come to the negotiating table with Shankar, and the deal was struck. So it is better that Shankar sees that things go smoothly and everything is done for the better of the industry. We'll keep you posted on this latest update. Till then, goodbye.